we're back. So that was a fail. Absolute fail because I tried to do the other streaming platform and I guess it didn't work out. Hi, the stream didn't work. The first one didn't work. That's the fastest I've ever set up a stream in my life. The past couple weeks, that's the fastest I've ever had to set up a stream because I panicked. Man, I don't know. It's just an idea. That's the whole point. Was gonna be the whole point of the night, but I don't want the stream to be laggy, so wasn't gonna do it. But how y'all doing tonight? I hopefully want to be able to use that streaming service soon. I don't know. It was just an idea, and it's all browser based, so I should have sort of expected it to be really laggy on browser. So nothing you can do though. And for only running off of mobile hotspot on my phone, probably it's actually probably better quality than it's gonna be. Man, I don't know. Words are my enemy tonight, so try a bunch of different stuff. I got my background set up tonight. I was gonna put some on TVs, but I didn't really know what to put on. Probably gonna have to like load something onto a hard drive and put it on. So that'll be interesting to figure out. Should probably go in and delete the last one so it doesn't confuse anybody. Oh, I have my window open too, so you can probably hear my dad through the window. I don't know why I can't delete stream like right, because it won't let me like delete a stream right after it uploads. It's almost like it needs to load in and then it'll go. So it might be a little bit, honestly, a little bit laggy for a little bit here until this fully uploads. I wish I could just take it down. Because I could see it. I just don't understand why it's not going down. Hmm. Probably share this out. Now I can actually share it out. If we could just click a button to share it to everybody. It'd be so much easier. I accidentally just shared my own link to myself on our Instagram account. And I accidentally just sent it to Matt Drury, so might get blocked on that. Good enough. I ain't gonna keep going through them all. So eventually, I got some different stuff I'm figuring out with uh different between different computers. I got some stuff I like. See, I found um this program through YouTube, so eventually I might be able to use it. It seemed a little to work a little bit better, but with like captions and all that stuff, it's just gonna take a little bit stronger like internet to run. So I might have to figure something out with the internet eventually here. But once I figure out all what's going on, then it should be pretty quality from there, pretty smooth from there. So I don't know. That stream service it's called Restream, and it took a lot of digging to actually find. But once I found it, it's like I actually found out like 3 million people use it. So it can't be that small. I don't understand why it took so long to find if everybody like a lot of people know about it. I really don't know. But otherwise, different mic position tonight too, so that's good. I don't know. I was told I shouldn't have this, so. Man, seems like the lighting is a bit better here too. In this position, so we can actually got most of my background set up, but not like how I want it, but like it's definitely close. So eventually, I don't think it'll be that difficult to get get it close to somewhat like more enjoyable for me at least. Um, but seems like people are bouncing in and out of here again. So people are seeing the link luckily, so that's a good thing. Still nobody? What do you mean? I don't know. People are. It's gonna be. Usually it takes about 20 minutes for everybody to start catching on to the links and stuff, and start seeing the links at least. But not everybody subscribed and has the bell on, so. Oh. I don't have. I don't think I have too much more to do for the whole stream setup. I think a lot of the stuff is actually coming together pretty smoothly, so that's a plus. Actually, my Instagram right now, or the Mad Gingy Instagram right now, is killing it. So that's good. I think we got like I think the other day I had like 20 new followers or 23 new followers within a couple days. It was pretty great, pretty cool. I did. Or Section 8. I don't know what you want to be called. I don't think you care if Dad about Dad. Change the mic or the mic position, and then you know try. I tried the streaming service I was telling you about, and it didn't work out. Apparently, it was laggy. The stream was laggy, so I just shut it off and came back to YouTube. Probably gonna have to figure out something with the internet eventually here, so I can start doing these better, making better streams at least. Yeah. What do you mean 18 and a half years? I'm 19. I suppose unless you count in the fact that I couldn't talk for a certain period of time, then you got a point. I don't really know what's all going on with YouTube right now, but I'm also having issues with now the little timer on my stream has stopped. It's not moving. Yeah, I kind of had to do. I had to loosen this bit, and I don't know if it's supposed to, but I loosened it and I did something, and I managed to somehow flip it around. I don't know how it sounds now, but uh, otherwise, yeah, I flipped it around. I don't know how it sounds though. Hopefully, it sounds good or okay at least. No, but that okay, good, sounds good. But I've never actually heard of Restream until I tried it or I found it on YouTube. I don't really know how if I should keep looking into it or just buy a new computer and run an actual streaming service. But I've never heard of it, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard of. It's called Restream, like Stream, and it seemed to be working okay on my side of it. But it says ever so often that I was cutting in and out, so it's probably just sent the. It's another one of those things with the browser. Yeah. Wait, you couldn't see me before? I didn't know. What do you mean? Like with the I don't really know how because I couldn't see myself. I could only see the studio version of what I was putting through. So maybe I don't know if you couldn't see me if my camera was messed up or something like that. Maybe that helped. But from what I could see, I was sharing my one tab and then I could see myself in the corner, and then I did change it at one point, but I don't know. It's browser based streaming service, so I wasn't really surprised that it was laggy and all that stuff. Most of the time you need really good um oh yeah, maybe either that or maybe figure out something with an a different internet provider because I don't think it'd be that much to get to the house here that hard because we have a router and everything hooked up already. I think it's just a matter of turning it on. But yeah, no. Otherwise, it's a browser based streaming service. So in reality, you could have the best internet in the world, and there's a chance that it would still be, um, I don't know, crappy, laggy, all that stuff because it's still you're waiting on like different connections. So your connection to them and their connection to you is what generally will give you interference there. Otherwise, I guess I don't really know what the whole thing was. I figured it would work, and it seemed to be working. But if it's gonna be laggy, I don't want to. I don't want to do a whole like 2 hour stream with a bunch of lag and stuff like that because I don't want like you know all. Yeah, but isn't that just because you're subscribed, or would that just because of the subscription, or would it actually be because of likes and thumbs up and stuff? I don't know. Those videos were a long time ago, and I wanted to take them down because they were like I don't know, they're nothing like what I want to do now with everything going on. But uh, I figured I'd just leave them up so it'd be something to look back on after a long period of time. But those videos are so cringy most of the time. I wish I could almost watch them; it'd be funny. But I can almost bring the mic right down here if it doesn't affect it too much. I literally could just leave the mic right here if it's better for you guys. Otherwise, I should have get your guys' suggestions of what I should put on the TV or what I should just have like chilling on the TV while I have stream going. I think that'd be really cool to have something like that going. I can also move out. You can see more, and then have the microphone come way out here. I can talk, do this. Oh yeah, like people are still. I've actually found this. I don't know the actual amounts of views and stuff, but I found out a couple of my videos have been really like doing good. Like the past couple of days, people are like going back and hey Amanda, people are going back and like watching them. I noticed that Raymond had just gone back and he commented on like three of them, which is great. Thanks, Raymond. You know, but like at the same time, I have that some part of me is just like like I hate people actually like seeing them because they're just so cringy. But oh well, it is what it is. You guys are gonna see it anyways. I'm sure I ain't gonna be that, or it ain't gonna be much better in my videos coming up. But I don't know. But like I remember, I think it was like Saturday night or something like that. I looked back at all the older videos that I had made like a couple shoot that was like 3 4 years ago, and those were so cringy. But I'm not kidding you. The first video, I never expected to go as good as it did. Oh yeah, but to me it felt bad or like just awkward. But I'm not even kidding. I didn't even like stage it or nothing. My first video, the first fish I caught in the first video of my YouTube channel was my personal best smallmouth. And I'm not even kidding. It was 32 inches. I had a measurement and everything. Could not believe it. I don't know. It was like for this area and for that small of a creek or a crick, like it was huge. That's like a huge smallmouth in general. And I don't know. It blew my mind when I pulled that fish out of that river that day because like just a coincidence that I'm just doing a YouTube video and pull out a fish that huge. Like it was I don't know. I don't even know how to explain how I felt that day. It was just crazy. Like one of those moments, like how you'd feel if you ever caught like the world record fish. Just like you can't believe it that it all came together like that. Like that's exactly how I felt that day. Mind you, I was fishing with live bait on a bobber, and the setup I was using was like set for like flipping jigs and stuff. Yeah, thanks, Amanda. Yeah, I guess yeah, I understand a lot of that stuff. I gotta get past and just put the videos out anyways and stuff. But like, I don't know. It's just like my inner voice screaming at me when I see stuff of mine that could have been better. I should say. So like, the first video I made, I should have put sideways. Wow. And then the other one you put up was like 812 or 813 views or something like that. I haven't looked at that in a while. That's crazy. I wonder how long it'll take for it to reach 1,000. Nice wordplay, Raymond. 814. That's crazy though. Like that's a lot of views. That's a lot of people watching just shorts. And I honestly, I don't know if it might be something to do with YouTube promoting shorts a lot more because it's like a beta thing. They're just trying it out, or they're trying to get them like it to be a new thing. They're just trying to like refresh YouTube by putting these shorts out now. It's done. They're only up for a certain period of time. Yeah. Or you're still sick. Man, that's been a while since you've been sick. How figured you get better over the weekend, but then again, suppose you had your nephews with you, so hopefully they didn't get sick. But I also worse. Oh no, that ain't good. Hopefully, you get feeling better soon. No, I actually had the same exact thing over the weekend. I sort of felt like crap. I mean, at least yesterday, I uh, I was feeling pretty doggy, so I didn't get on stream last night. But nonetheless, at least you're here. That's a good thing. That's a good sign, I think. You're still alive at least. But uh, I don't know. I think maybe I don't know. I'm just told that it's allergies, seasonal allergies, that's making me sick. At least what my grandma thinks. And I suppose if Australia is just going into, that almost makes me think, like we get here, people get like seasonal sick. So where as the seasons are changing is right when a decent amount of people tend to ever get sick. So right now you're um like going into winter. Oh no, that ain't good. That don't sound good at all. Weren't we actually like as nice as I could possibly put it? I'm pretty sure did we just talk about the Ross River virus like not that long ago? We were talking about that in one of the streams one night, really late. I'm pretty sure we were talking about the Ross River virus. That's funny. At the same time, it's funny, but at the same time, it's not funny. It's just like ironic. Because I'm pretty sure we were talking about it one night because of the mosquitoes or something. I don't. That's funny. That's just a coincidence. That's really ironic that we were just talking about it and now you think you have it. Told you, everything in Australia is trying to kill you. Everything. Okay. I actually did look up kangaroo meat the other night or last night. I think I looked it up for like the prices I found. That's like insane. They wanted like for like two fillets of kangaroo, they wanted like $150 or 154 USD. That's insane. That's a lot for kangaroo meat or meat in general. 154 or 100, I think, with shipping. I suppose I didn't really check for shipping, but like, what's the? I don't know. That's just like crazy. Like I don't know what the price per poundage would be, but it literally looked like two like little like California or not California. What am I thinking? Like you get a New York strip in late or in the states, like that size, about the size of a New York strip, but in kangaroo for $156. That's a lot. I couldn't believe it. I actually genuinely wanted to buy some, but at the same time, that's a lot of money to be spending on meat. I mean, maybe it's definitely a goal to someday do that, but like that's a lot of money. Yeah, definitely. That doesn't sound good. Like I don't know if it's anything like the stuff we get for like maybe it's like the flu or if it's related to like that or similar symptoms. Most of those have a lot to do with like that. Um, we get honestly, I've never really heard of a virus around here. I've heard more of like the flu and swine flu and um stuff like that. But I suppose it's just one of those Australian things where everything's trying to kill you. Because that, I don't know. We don't, I think the one time we had something come to the States, well, we had Ebola that one, or like, I think that was like 2016 or 2017 that we had Ebola come. But, oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. but I think we had wet. I want to say yellow. Yellow. We had yellow fever for a little while there. I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think that she would have Rumi eventually. You'd be able to take out some of those kangaroos and stuff. Oh, you're. I didn't even. Wait. I thought you bought them. Or you're just saying that mom bought them. Makes sense. I never really thought it'd be a good or a smart decision. I guess I've never really had um rifles from where you've bought them, so I don't really know how they shoot or anything. I could honestly probably shoot one tonight, potentially, but I don't. I've never. I suppose it's gonna be an interesting thing to try out. Oh, yeah. Um, but from where you bought them is gonna be curious because I've always heard different reviews about um where you bought them. I can hear it. It's throwing me off because I can hear myself through the door. Keely's room. She's watching the stream now, but from where you bought them, I've always heard like mixed reviews because sometimes they work out good. Sometimes there's problems. I heard there's issues with the firing pin. I don't necessarily know if you wanted me to say where you bought them, but um it'll be definitely interesting. 12 auto. Is it semi-automatic or you can? Did you? I don't know if you meant semi or full. 12 pump. That'd be interesting to shoot. Yeah, Wally World. So he bought 3 rifles at Walmart. He bought them for turkey season. So I'm sure he. I think he was saying he got a deal on them. So I've never actually bought anything or heard of anybody really. Yeah, sort of an addiction, honestly. I want to buy guns, but at the same time, I have other things that um are like absorbing my money at the moment. So with due time, I'll probably buy myself a gun. And currently, right now, it is not a safe thing to do between the ages of 18 to 21 because we do not know what's going on with our country right now and what bills are being passed. And right now, there is a bill going through that would essentially outlaw me personally owning a rifle at my age. So fantastic. But like I was saying, from Walmart, I've heard good things. I've heard that some of their rifles actually are just as good as any other rifle, but at the same time, I've heard that they're using cheaper firing pins on some different rifles. I don't know if it's certain companies that are they're buying the guns for. Yeah, I know. That's why I do it now, but like at the same time, I have guns right. Oh, wait, no, all my guns were lost in a fire. So right now, so the ones I have, I don't really have any real reason to buy a new rifle, considering that the rifle I hunt with is essentially mine at this point because you can't necessarily shoot it consistently because it'll hurt you. And or that that's speaking to my dad. And then I have so I can do. Oh yeah. Um. So currently I think I have a 20 gauge. It's a youth. I got it when I was really young, but I don't know. It's a youth model, so but it'll do the trick either way. And then I have a 22, and then I mean, technically my dad's 9 millimeter. That is my dad's 9 millimeter, not mine, because I'm under the age of 21. I don't own a pistol. And then I, the gun I hunt with is technically my dad's, but the same time, he's never gonna shoot it again, or he's not gonna be able to ever really hunt with it again because it's a 12-pound rifle, and when it kicks, it goes off like a kicking mule or a mule. Yeah. 3 new bow acres. Did you at least tie a rope to them? Please tell me you at least tied a rope to them. But um, yeah, I don't. Nope, I don't own any rifles. I've never. Technically, I actually don't own any rifles because they were never. Yeah, I ain't gonna even talk about that on a place where the government can see. I don't even know if the FBI agent was watching my stream. If so, I hope he hits the like button. Yeah, fish habitat. Technically speaking, I think you have like 15 days to remove anything. But I'm not one to judge, or I'm not one to say anything. But you guys want to hear something absolutely crazy that is kind of ridiculous? Uh, hippie. What do you mean? In Wisconsin, if you somehow manage to put a motorized vehicle through. Hey Rocco, how you doing tonight, man? Uh, if you guys somehow manage to put a motorized vehicle through the ice in Wisconsin, I think you have like, I think it's 15 or maybe 30 days to remove said motorized vehicle before they start charging you $1,500 a day. Like after like a certain period of time, if you do not remove like a snowmobile, a four wheeler, a truck, or something like that from under the water or from under the ice in Wisconsin, they charge you $1,500 a day, or like 14 or 15. I'm pretty sure, maybe it was 13. I don't know, something ridiculous, and they charge it by the day. So at some point, you could start racking up like like double digits, easy. Like it's ridiculous in Wisconsin. Like I understand they want to get people to actually take their stuff out of the ice and get it like or out of the lake and like make it better for the environment. But I swear, 90% of the stuff that the DNR does these days is literally just a revenue generator. I'm pretty sure that's all it is anymore. Yeah, I know. Like, have you noticed that? Like, with recent like events and like the news and stuff, I noticed like just the other day, like a whole like gun safe went missing out of some dude's house or something like that. Like a crazy amount of rifles are just like disappearing, and I don't understand like if it has anything to do with the news or anything like that. But like all our guns were stolen or not stolen; they were lost in accidents a couple years ago. But no, like it's actually crazy. Like they better get cracking on this stuff if they're gonna have enough guns for that buyback thing they're doing. Or I don't even know if they're gonna compensate anyone. Actually, no. On a serious note, I'm pretty sure right now with the bill they're passing, they're gonna expect everyone from the age of 18 to 21 who has bought a firearm within a certain period of time is um what was I thinking? I just lost. I looked at the chat and lost my sense of thought. Uh, oh, oh, that's okay, Amanda. Uh, so yeah, it could, but I like completely lost my train of thought. Oh, so right now they're trying to make it so where anyone between the age of 18 to 21 that has bought a firearm will have to turn their gun in to the government without any compensation whatsoever. They're going to expect 18 to 21-year-olds that bought a rifle at that age to just willingly give up something they paid good money for and worked for. So like I don't really know what they're thinking on that part, or not that. Then again, like there isn't really ever a politician with common sense, but well, I mean anymore, I should say. But I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how the next couple of years turn out for our president. But yeah, man, of course. Hopefully you start feeling better soon. Hopefully you don't have this was it Ross River or virus or what? How we scroll up here? I don't know. It don't sound good. Yeah, Ross River virus. I mean, hopefully it turns out to not actually be that. See, you think that, but I don't know. It really depends because anyone who owns a firearm at that age is definitely like responsible enough and knows what's going on, or should at least. And technically, most of the time, that only was put into place for hunting, which I'm pretty sure that. But either way, someone at that age shouldn't be restricted on their rights. If you can go to a country, or if you can go to war for your country, you should have just as much rights as you have at war than you have here. Just as much. I don't understand the whole point of that. So, oh really, Rocco? I hope it feels better. But what I'm saying though is, just before I turned 18, they took away my um, they took away my I don't know if it's a right, or they took away my ability just before I turned 18 to purchase tobacco products, and didn't they do something else? Maybe it's just tobacco products, and they made it 21. Where I know it sounds ridiculous, but like out of how many things, like if you can go to war, if you can fight for your country, shouldn't you have just as much rights as anyone else that lives in the country, or anyone to a certain age? Like it's the way they're running our country right now is kind of interesting, to say the least. No, that's all good, Rocco. Definitely get some sleep, man. Rest up. That does not sound fun. I definitely understand how you feel right now because I don't know that a shoulder injury is not fun. That does not sound fun at all. But good meds and good smoke. Feel better. Yeah, definitely feel better, man. That does not sound fun at all. If you can't even hardly breathe, wow, you really messed her up, man. Yeah, so I definitely understand where you get into a certain perspective of like people not being respectable or not being lawful or like smart about using firearms, but at the same time there's people at my age like me that have grown up with firearms their entire life. They've hunted with firearms for, well, since I was 16 on my own. I guess since I was 10 I've been going with my dad. So I think 12 or 13 was the first year I was able to, after I took firearm safety. I took, or I think it was technically included. It was firearm safety and hunter safety at the same thing. So it must have just been like hunter safety. But where I have the problem is, I think that under the age of 21, I feel that I should be able to take a class or something to get my concealed carry license. I don't feel comfortable without a pistol especially in the woods, especially just before. Yeah, on my own at least, I was carrying like, yeah. So, but I feel comfortable enough, and I don't feel comfortable enough in society today to not be armed at every point of my life. And that's a very sad thing to say, but it is true. Right now, with our current economy and our current, like, I don't know how to say it, way of thinking and how people are panicking today and everything, I definitely feel that at my age, I would definitely, if they had a class that I had to pay money, like say $50 class, and it was, let's say, a 6 week course or something like that, or an 8 week course that I could take, whether I had to go in person, whether I had to be specifically registered on a list or something like that. At my age, I want to own a firearm, or not a firearm, a sidearm. I personally really want to push this and get this noticed because I've seen it all over Facebook between gun clubs and all that stuff. They are trying to make it a thing, but at the same time, like if I go through the proper requirements and pass the proper requirements to do so, why shouldn't I be allowed to carry a fire or a sidearm before the age of 21? I am 18, white and free, or 18 and free in general, and like what is the point of having this like unnecessary restrictions? I guess yeah, from a certain standpoint you can see that people like firearms or sidearms are more prominent when it comes to like robberies and gas station robberies and stuff like that, but at the same time, like if I have my name on a list that you can tell my name, my address, probably even my social security, why, like, I'm at 61. Oh yeah, for subscribers, yeah. Sorry, I get sidetracked. But like, what I'm saying though is, if I get a registered firearm, a registered pistol, or not firearm, because it's a firearm, but it's also not a firearm. It's technically considered a sidearm. But if I have the proper licensing, my name is on the list. You know exactly where to find me in the event that there is something going wrong. I have the proper licensing, all that stuff, just like what Amanda is going through in Australia right now. Yeah, so right now in the States, you have to be 21 to buy smokes or buy any sort of tobacco product, which is ridiculous because it was a couple months before I turned 18 is when they changed it. Okay. So, not saying I would, and I don't necessarily like it, but it's just the point. Like that they would take it away right when that was happening. I'm not saying I would ever do that or ever buy that type of stuff, or that I even like. I don't have a problem with people doing it, but like it's just the point that you can go at the age of 18, you can be deployed through the army and do all that stuff and go to fight for our country, yet you can't go to the gas station right down the road and buy cigarettes or buy anything you want, or even to the point of buying alcohol. You can do one thing for the country and fight for it, but you can't have your all any rights you want in your country. Does that just, it just doesn't make sense? Yeah, so I guess you're pretty lucky that you can grow a nice full beard, but where did those genes go with me? Right out the window, I guess. But like I was saying, I definitely feel that if I can, I literally would take any test. I would pay a certain amount of fees, which I understand. But like I'm saying, if I have all of the abilities to pass a test that someone over the age of 21 can pass, why is it why would it be a big deal if I had a pistol or if I own one? I mean, how would I know? How would we know if I was your kid? So, okay, the funniest part about this is I've actually gone into bars before at like ice fishing went into one at an ice fishing contest, and I walked up to the bar and was just waiting there for my dad, and I was with my cousin, and I'm okay, I'm 6'2", and the lady behind the bar offered, like, wanted to serve me. Like, she was like, "Hey, what can I get you?" Like, I don't know. It was like the first time I think I was like, I want to say I was like 16 or 17 at the time. Um, I don't know what age I was. I wasn't 18 yet. I know that. But no, the lady at the bar was gonna, like, she wanted to serve me, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm good," you know. But I definitely could have gotten away with it, I think. But who knows? I wasn't really in the mood that day. But so here's the thing. Oh yeah, well yeah, around the area of Spooner, I think it was. So here's the thing. Um, with the mental thing, I don't necessarily agree with that around the thing. Is fairly common. Like, if you do a thorough background check on someone, most of the people that have been involved in shootings have had a history or something around those lines, tying them to what they did and making it so it wasn't. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people that they no clue that this person would ever do stuff like that or do something to that extent. But at the same time, if you can pass, oh man, I didn't mean to do that, but if you can pass like tests and stuff that they put in place at any age over the age of 18, which I understand under 18 would be ridiculous if you could buy, because there are some very immature people under the age of 18. And but what I'm saying is, if you can mentally and physically pass the tests put in place at the age of 18 that a 21-year-old would pass, why couldn't 18-year-old also put pass those classes? Why wouldn't they allow, or even more? So yeah, mentally sound, I understand that, but like, it would just be more like, if you could, okay, here's a solution to that. Yeah, so here's a solution to that. If you could get a card, like a FedMed card, it's a federal, like a federal medical card that like passes you on certain levels of mentally stable, um uh what other things, like, I don't know, you should, like, if they had a system in place where you can get a card that like certifies you for all that, definitely, most definitely, that, I guess, yeah, that would be understandable. I don't, where I get into the point of, if they had to do a mental check every single time you had to buy one and then made you pay for it, I wouldn't be okay with that. So if they charged you another extra $100 for every gun, or an extra 150 to $200 for a medical check every time you wanted to buy a gun, would that be okay? Or you, but like, it would be a lot better if they charged you like a one time or once every, I guess, I don't understand. I don't really know what they could put into place. Maybe like a once every year you get like a checkup or something like that, or once every 2 years or something like that. But like a one time deal would be excellent. Or, but then again, I suppose they would throw the monkey wrench in there of, every time you get in a car accident, you got to have your mental stability checked, or every time you, I don't know, fail a drug test, they're gonna bring it back up. They want to have a mental stability check, and I don't know, it's gonna throw a whole big wrench into that. But I, that in sense is Canada, where you're at. So even if we did agree on something like that, Canada and U.S. would still have different laws and stuff. But in the same sense, I don't know. I definitely think that at my age, I am well equipped and completely mentally fit to carry a sidearm, and I would take any test and prove it. I would take any test they threw at me to prove it that I could legally and safely carry and protect myself with a firearm. Yeah, it's just a question. But then they go into your background check, and I know that they, I don't know how they all do that though, or something like that. But there's easier ways that they could make it simple. 40 kilograms? I don't necessarily know. Man, I need to like do some research and do my homework and start learning how to um I just can't think of words tonight. Uh do kilograms. There, I'll just put it as that. I gotta figure out how to like in my brain tell how much 40 kilograms is to pounds or something like that. I can't think of the word for that. I don't know why. I really don't understand. I guess I've just been in a fog all day though, so definitely understandable that I'm like this today. But I was like that yesterday too. That's why I didn't stream yesterday. I was gonna get on, but then also I heard that Boxy was on, so 88 pounds. Okay. Now that I think of it, he's not. I think I don't know how big our lab was. I definitely know our lab was really big though. I want to say our lab was, for some random reason, I want to put it out there as like 150 to 160 pound lab. Libras, 147. Yeah, Hershey was a big dog. Now that I think of it, towards her final years, she was like a big dog. She was a lab. I don't know if she was purebred. I think she wasn't purebred. I don't know if she was purebred, but she was a big dog. What are Libras? Or yeah, she definitely was. Man is a giant, but I thought it was only 85 pounds. 85 pounds isn't that big compared to dogs I've seen. I've seen what was that? There's Great Danes. I've seen those around here, but then there's one. It's like a Mastiff or something. I think it's called, that can get like the size of a horse or something like that, like huge. Yeah, that's. I don't really know a whole lot about dogs or big dogs anymore because we have four like 3.5 to 3 pound chihuahuas. So we have puppies that stay puppies. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, now I understand. I've seen a mastiff before and those those get insane. You're gonna have to buy a moving van just to take them to the vet. That's funny. You're definitely gonna be in over your head if you're not prepared for how big those dogs can get. Like you're gonna want to reinforce all of the legs on your couch. and just hope and pray that he doesn't learn that he sits on your front seat. Okay, from what I can tell or what I've known, a full grown mastiff get a lot bigger than 85 pounds. Let's see if we can look it up. Full grown bull mastiff. Yeah, bull mastiff. So, wow, that's a big dog. Wait, is that? Now I think of that. Think of it. Isn't puppy tell us too? So it says here that a full-grown male bull mastiff will get to 25 to 27 inches high and 110 to 130 pounds. So 85 is 40. I don't know that. So you take 130 pounds. Oh, it wants to go to dollars for some reason. 58 kilograms. So, or kilos, or I don't know how you say that. So, he's got a little ways to go, it seems. Unless that's a big difference between 50, I think you were saying 40, and that's 18 kilogram difference. He's got 18 kilograms that he could possibly get to. Unless you start feeding him roux meat, of course. You could literally train that dog to take care of your roux problem when he's full grown. You like just have him like go out and retrieve like full grown kangaroos and stuff. Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for coming in, Rocco. That's all. It's great that you even came in. I mean, I definitely understand what it's like to have an injury, so no problem at all, man. Have a good night. Oh yeah, definitely over 100 pounds. A 130-pound dog is a big dog. Like Hershey was a giant dog, and she was only a lab. She wasn't ever supposed to get that big, and I'm surprised she actually lived as long as she did. How fat she was, but I guess at that point she wasn't really going anywhere or doing much because she did have hip issues. So it did make sense that she did get a little bit bigger. Yeah, definitely, Rocco. Thanks for coming in, man. Hopefully you get better, man. Rest it out. Just take it easy and all that stuff. Hershey was round, but at the same time, I don't know how. Like at one point, I remember one of her tumors got really big, and I don't know if that affected her weight at all. But it definitely probably added to it. Yeah, so like, you wouldn't have to get him a roux at all. You just let him out the front door, and if he comes back with a roux leg ever so often, you just know that he's well fed. That's all you got to do. Yeah, three. I don't know. I don't really like talking about her tumors and stuff because even though they didn't really bother her, and I don't think they had anything to do with her or really affected her much. But I don't know. It was just hard to see her with that stuff. I suppose. I guess kangaroos. I haven't been thinking about how big kangaroos can actually get. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Dog tumors are just. I don't know. Something else sometimes. But I didn't really think about how big kangaroos can get. So, but still, at 156 pounds or $156 or USD, I don't understand Yeah, I know that. They can kick really hard. I know that. But I don't understand why room meat would be so expensive unless they were like, unless I suppose they're endangered because, or tech, they would be considered endangered or something like that. I suppose Australia is like one of the only places, if not the only place, kangaroos are found. So that definitely makes sense. And I also understand that everyone is going to want to eat a kangaroo because why wouldn't you want to try a kangaroo? Just to try it, you know? At some point, I will definitely get my hands on some kangaroo meat. I definitely want some kangaroo meat just to try it. Just something to try, you know? At some point, I want to try shark, and I think I've had alligator, but I don't know. Uh, I think my aunt sent some alligator jerky at one point. Sent it in the mail. She's from Florida, but I definitely know. Wow, that is just crazy. So, $150 here can get you a nice cut of meat, like a clean, nice. If you're paying $130 or $150 for a steak here, that's like top of the line steak. Now I know there's a lot more expensive steak, but a roux steak, man, it must be like it has to just be like really good meat or something like that. Maybe it's just like really delicious, unless of course there is just the idea that it's an exotic meat. That is true. That is definitely true. If like Amanda could like train her dog to fetch kangaroos at some point, we could own a kangaroo here. We should do this. We definitely should figure out how hard it is to own and maintain a kangaroo. No, I don't necessarily think it would be that. I really don't think it because it's just like beef, and I know that we can get Outback beef here too. I know that they can ship beef in from Australia. I know that there's some places in New York that do that. For I don't think it's that expensive. It could be, definitely could be. I'm not saying it couldn't be, but like Australia is actually a lot closer to. I mean, isn't it? Australia ain't that far from Japan. You wouldn't think. I don't think. And we get stuff from Japan because they just fly to California. So okay, yeah, I understand fresh. That'd be a definite idea. So if we could get a kangaroo here and somehow manage to fatten it up, so if we could get a kangaroo here and somehow manage to fatten it up, but by then, like just like popping it up. What do you mean? Just like oh yeah, I suppose I could have still went to school that day. I'm pretty sure we shot that doe. I shot that doe really early. I shot it. We should. That was a funny day, or that was a fun day. But if like we could somehow harvest it, we could make a killing around here because we could set up at the local market and just be like kangaroo meat. Come and try it. We could make like jerky out of it, and we could make steaks and stuff like that. And I can guarantee we would make a lot more. I don't know, $10 for a little square of jerky, just because people have never tried it around here. I can guarantee not a lot of people have ever tasted room meat around here. You know, we live deep in the north where root tail stew. Yeah. That's what you guys were saying the other day. It was something like, didn't you guys say that there was oxtail stew or something like that was really good too? I suppose a tail would be really good because it's probably really lean. I mean, it's a muscle, isn't it? Or I guess you were saying it was also fatty. We've had this discussion before. $50 Australian for roux meat or roux jerky. I've had gator and shark. It's okay. I want to try gator and shark. I'm pretty sure we've had gator jerky though. I'm pretty sure that was at some point when I was younger. That's what that's what I was thinking because it's all muscle, so it'd be more tender. So I know there's some people around here that eat like tongue. They supposedly that's really lean because it's muscle. You have never seen a fat roux, lol. Oh, we can? I never knew that. Road trip. It's like 3 hours. I definitely want to try it because I mean, she says this is a lot better. Yeah, we eat opal all the time. I literally prefer a deer heart over any part of a deer. It's so good. Deer heart is amazing. I will eat deer heart. Literally, I will take like a fresh deer heart over fresh tenderloins or fresh steaks any day. Not even kidding. I love deer heart so much. Deer heart is probably one of my very favorite meats. It doesn't help though that I tend to. Oh, dude, you definitely should try heart. You gotta try heart. Heart is so good. It's so if you can cut a majority of like the fatty tissue around the heart off it, that you're set. So some people no. Heart. I will take heart. I would shoot yeah, heart is just so much better. It's so lean and tender. Like very lean. If you cut it right and you cook it right, it's very lean, very tender. It's not greasy. It's like it's perfect. It's amazing. Like I've never had beef heart. I've only ever had venison heart, but I'm willing to bet it tastes just as good like in anything else. That'd be interesting. I'm pretty sure I could get cow heart around here. Yeah. So that's the thing. I'm pretty sure it would not be that hard for me to find a cow heart around here. Like we get there's tons of like yeah, tenderloins are okay. They're okay. I understand that, but like I don't know what it is about heart that just for me makes it so much better. That I think it's like just so much better than like anything really else that I've tried. Just like how tender it is at the same time it's very lean. Where at? Where? We need to find where or definitely like if Yellowstone trip, I'm definitely down. We definitely need to find heart. If we can get bison heart, that'd be great. And that's almost like I should almost make that like a lifelong goal of mine or like a bucket list to collect deer heart or collect different hearts. How much is it in Conrad though? Because like I don't want to pay no $40 for a heart or $50 for a heart. That'd be ridiculous. The neighbor's farm is right up the road. I got a spotlight and a good hunting knife. I don't need no heart for that much. I could just go get my own. I'll sort of like drag it away so that the Yodis can somewhat get it. And then it won't look like I did anything. few bucks. I'm definitely interested. Definitely interested if we can get a or a beef heart for an affordable price, I would definitely try to eat it, or I'd definitely eat it. I'm telling you, if it's anything like a deer heart, like it'd definitely be worth it. Like I cannot explain to you guys how good. I mean, yeah, if we could. I don't know if we could figure if there's a way we could figure out how much it costs, but then again, Conrad ain't that far. But like, I'm definitely interested because I never knew why would they have bison heart in Conrad. That's weird. I don't know. I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back. We should be able to go get bison heart tomorrow. Oh, great videos on literally. So like you, some people can egg wash it, or some people prefer to egg wash it. So egg and flour. But I'm telling you, it is as simple as you can use butter or olive oil. But all you do is just flop it into flop it into flour and then fry it, pan fry it. That's all you gotta do. Really good. Oil fry roast stuff. But yeah, all we do for venison heart is you get your base, so like butter, lard, or I've never had it with lard. That'd be interesting. But or olive oil. Uh don't use anything but real butter because I tried eating plant-based butter one time on something and it tasted horrible. So you want to cut the so at the top of the heart, you'll get where everything comes together through the veins and stuff. You want to cut that off. So then, yeah, like my dad is saying, you just cut it like once you cut all fat off the heart, you do not want any white or any sort of white on your heart. Some is okay, some is leavable. Okay, just very little amounts that you can't take off of your heart without taking big chunks of meat. So you can leave that. But anyways, any big chunk of white on your heart you do not want. That is fat, you do not want it. And then once you get your heart cleaned up, it should look like a tenderloin, or not a tenderloin, but the color of a tenderloin. Like clean, clear, red, like yeah, no fat or little to no fat, very little to no fat. Then all you do is you lay it on its side, like so. You lay it on its side, top and bottom, and then you just like you like stake it out. Like I prefer like not a real thin steak for it, but I don't know, half inch, quarter inch thick, like not too skin or not too like fillet, but not too steak. Oh well, yeah, that too. I didn't even think of that. I'm so interested in eating heart now. I can't think of that. I didn't even think of that. You do want to wash your heart out and like massage it and pump all of the blood clots and all of that stuff out too. Um, no. So I guess you could do an inch thick, but I have found that the thinner they are, the more tender they tend to be. I want them super thin so that way that they crisp up and like burn, but you also don't want them too thick that they don't cook fully through. Like it's hard to, yeah. So about a quarter to I wouldn't go anything over a half inch thick. Like it gets a little bit on the weary side when you get over. Like mind you, if that's your personal preference, to you'll get more of a gamey taste because there's just more meat there. But if you go thinner, you get more of the crisp pan seared pan flavor fried crisp, and I think it's just so much more better. You get a better taste out of it. Definitely. Yeah, we use milk, but if it's a really fresh heart, you don't have to really soak it in anything. I've personally, that's what I think. Like we've had times where we literally go out in the garage, pull a deer out of a heart, still warm, come in, wash it off, all that, slice it up, and throw it right in the pan. Like I'm talking like within a half hour of the deer, like within an hour to 2 hours of the deer dying. Like yeah, so you can do certain. Well, yeah, technically there are people that eat it raw. There are definitely people that eat it raw, but I've actually seen that before. They do it with caribou and they do it with. I've never tried it with venison, but rinse it. Yeah, no, I went. Okay, what I didn't know if that's what you meant or what, but like rinse it and do you can process. We've processed deer like essentially take the heart out of the deer and process it and go through the process of cleaning and cutting and all that stuff and then throw it right in the pan. I honestly think it tastes better that way, but I've never soaked. Oh, that's why I didn't know what you meant. But there are people, I have actually seen that where people eat raw heart. Like as soon as you kill it, as soon as you lay your hands on it and gut it, like it's like there's certain traditions that do that. I have actually seen that, and I would never do that because that's just like there a venison heart gets like yeah. So the first time I'm pretty sure my dad made it, he soaked it in milk, but I don't think after that we've really done that. I don't think I think water was the most. You let it soak in water for a little bit as you're preparing your pan and all your other stuff. Otherwise, I don't think the last time we ate it we put it in milk. You could definitely do that. And some people prefer buttermilk over normal milk for soaking, but because it's just, I think it's just a little bit more fatty. Buttermilk is. But I personally, if there was a fresher way to cook it or a fresher way to eat it, I would. Besides raw, but like, I love fresh meat. Yeah. So I'm not okay. This is a crazy story. I think when I shot my buck this year, I shot it in the heart, but we still were able to. This is really funny. Yeah. So no. Heart doesn't taste anything like kidney, I don't think. Then again, I don't know. Wait, no, that was liver. I don't think I've actually ever had kidney, so I can't answer that. To me, heart tastes like more tender tenderloin. Like tenderloins are tender, but then heart is just much more tender. To me, personally, that's what I think. So with a tenderloin and backstraps, you still get a little bit of chewiness, whereas with heart, it's sort of like if you cook it right properly, you can essentially make it like fall apart in your mouth. It's really good. Yeah, I'm thinking better than kidney. I'm thinking it's better than just about anything on the thing animal. But oh, what was I thinking? Uh, yeah, no. So, oh, my deer heart, my big buck this year, he was a brute. So I shot him and managed to blow the top chunk of his heart off. We took it out of the deer and cut the wound or the where I had shot it off the heart and took it out. And my heart, or not my heart, but like the deer's heart was still like 4 times the size of a doe that we had also shot that day. Like just a massive heart. I can only imagine how big it would have been if I had not shot it in the heart. It was just huge. Yeah. I'm a firm believer that if you cook, yeah, venison liver, yeah, liver and onions. But beef liver is also good with liver and onions too. Um so I'm a firm believer that you can cook just about anything the right way, or you can cook it the way the best way is cooking and it'll taste good. I'm a firm believer on that. Like if something doesn't taste good, you're just cooking it wrong. Essentially, what I think. Now that only goes for certain things that you can eat. So where I think that if someone doesn't like, oh okay, I don't know. It was a big heart though. I know that for sure. I like my hands are huge, or my hands aren't that big, but or like to most people my hands are big, but like my dad's hands are bigger. My hands are pretty decent size, so I can put. So for size reference, this is just a normal pop can, and I tell you what, that deer heart was bigger than my hand, and like it was like I don't think I've ever seen a deer heart, a venison heart that big than or bigger than the one that I shot this year. So where we, so where you get problems with liver and kidneys is, well, sometimes, yeah. So I'm thinking it's just the service. I'll move my phone over here to get better. Oh, definitely. Like you're gonna be surprised. Heart, everyone, it's it's a very big thing to where people only don't eat it just because they're like, oh, ew, it's the heart. It's an organ, but it's like really good. I don't understand how to explain it really. Like it's just something you have to try, and it's a very big thing because this hunting season, I went around to everybody and I didn't tell them what it was when I was feeding, and then they're like, "Oh, but what is this?" And I says, "It's deer heart." As soon as I said deer heart, suddenly it was, "Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, I don't want it. It don't taste good," you know. But really, everybody loved it. Yeah. So seriously, just give it a try. Don't think of it as deer heart, just or not deer heart. What am I thinking? Don't think of it as heart. Just think of it as meat, normal meat. It's all it is. It's not gonna hurt you. It's definitely, I think personally it's better than most anything really. Yeah, so like is like people really just don't understand. Oh man, that's a bummer, man. Like deer heart around here, we've had times where we shoot. I think 1 year for muzzleloader season or something like that, we hadn't shot anything all year long. I think at one point we shot a deer just specifically for the heart and all that stuff. We ate the whole thing, of course, but like I heart is just that good, and heart is especially when I shoot a deer. That's one of the biggest things I look forward to. It's just heart. I try not to shoot them in the heart, but somehow I still manage to do it every time. Definitely, as long as you don't, you got to be careful because of shooting it. I can't switch Wi-Fi while it's while I'm on the thing. Otherwise, you'll shut the thing off. Man, it definitely sucks though that you haven't had heart. Cause heart, it just it's just you have to try it to understand how good it is. It's nowhere near what you'd think. Cause you'd think, oh well, it's heart. It isn't gonna taste as good. It's gonna taste like gamey or something like that. But if you cook it right, heart does not taste anything different from what you usually eat. It's really good. It's really not that hard to figure out. I'm pretty sure you'll get it because it's literally just clean it up good, wash it out, thoroughly rinse it, and then just like slice it to how you feel would be good. Just don't slice it too thick. Like if you slice it over a half inch, it's not going to be the end of the world, but you will definitely notice how it just tastes different. It tastes a little more gamey. So um it really it comes down to just preparation and cooking. That works too. It's really it's honestly not that hard to once you get it your first time, you'll understand how easy it actually is to cook heart. It's really just, it's not like venison of all meats is like really easy to cook, but honestly, deer or beef is not going to be that much more difficult. And beef is actually probably a safer bet when it comes to bacteria and stuff that you can get away with undercooking it a little bit because I know steak is so the way I like my steak is like mooing or like I like my steak literally like slightly or like seared on both sides and that's it. So you with I'm streaming through just YouTube. It's been fine. Just streaming has been fine until tonight. I didn't really notice there was any issues, but I guess maybe it's just YouTube doing its thing. But like I was saying, I've been trying to improve my stream. I'm looking to buy a laptop hopefully soon here, and hopefully gonna get some stuff going. But just need the time. Just need some extra time because once I get my car taken care of, then I'll probably be looking to buying a new laptop and then figuring out the internet situation, and then we'll be cooking with oil. Oh, of course. Oh yeah. So like the only so when you get steak, the only like the very how do I explain this? The only real danger of eating raw beef is surface bacteria. And that's where you get most of your sickness and issues like that because beef grows surface bacteria pretty well. So, the only way to safely eat a steak, all you technically have to do is sear all the surface. Sear the surface all the way around. And technically speaking, that is safe to eat. And that's how I like it. I like steak. My dad makes really good steak. When he cooks it, he he was the first one to ever show me how to eat rare or what it's like to eat rare steak, and it was delicious. So just lightly season, sear the skin, and there you go. Yeah, I've never had issues either. So where people say, "Oh, it'll make you sick," "Oh, eating a pink beef is not good for you," and all that stuff, I've never had problems. So yeah, so like I come over to America. Literally, like I think the first time he cooked it was on a grill, and all like you got the fire nice and roaring, and then you just stick it in the fire, and then flip it, and it's really good. I think it takes about 2 minutes total to cook a steak, and that's very total, like preparing and everything. And then you just flip it onto a plate, and that's that's really how I love it. I love it so much. At one point, so at one point I started eating burgers that way, just ground beef. So where you get issues with ground beef is then it becomes more of an issue because you're worrying about the what they use to prepare it with. So the machinery and equipment that they ground beef with can have surface bacteria which they are grounding into your beef. But if you can get a really nice, okay, if you can go to a butcher that is very clean with their product or really clean with their facility, you can technically eat ground beef raw. But personally, I don't believe in ever buying any meat from Walmart because there has been studies and articles behind the fact that Walmart dyes their meat with red food coloring to make it seem fresher for longer. And there has been proof behind this and studies and tests done, but because um it's a food coloring and it's edible, technically not an issue. Or technically they can't do anything about it. I should say towards Walmart. Steak tartare. Essentially, you literally could eat raw beef. You could literally cut a chunk off a cow's ass and eat it. Yeah. So they have proven that Walmart uses stuff like foreign. I can't remember how it explained in the article, but foreign like they explained it basically like steroids for meat after process. So personally, I don't believe in ever buying any sort of beef from Walmart at all. I don't think I'll ever buy it. I mean, I don't believe in that. I think the fresher the meat, the better. fresher everything because we have I mean, we literally have a grocery store now that cuts it fresh right in the grocery store or grounds it fresh in the grocery store, and I know that personally because I used to work there. I know that they ground and they process and do everything for their meat right in store. So that's where I feel comfortable eating, beef from them. If I could, I personally would, like I said, cut a fresh chunk off a cow's ass because that's probably the cleanest you're gonna get. You know that by that point the meat is sterile from the body body heat of the temperature or body heat of the cow. Roughly 20. Okay, what? I didn't even know that. Unless it was, I mean, around here we have a lot of butchers, but that's also because we have a lot of cows. I know that. So I know around here, a lot of the times when farms go under, they just sell all their cows to butchers, and butchers grind them up and eat them, or grind them up and sell them that way. They sell them real cheap. I know that. I never knew that. What? I never knew that he did that. That's cool. Yes, like we have some butcher shops. I know there's one in Cadott or Cornell that I know they do all of their butchering. Like I think Bloomer has one. Um, I don't know. Around here we get a lot. It's more common for the grocery stores and stuff like that to do their own cutting, or they will get it fresh from local butchers. So when I worked at the grocery store, they got all of their bacon, they got all of their beef, all of that. They bought it directly. They had a supplier, I think it was a flat rate supplier from a butcher shop. I can't remember necessarily what butcher shop it was, but it was very local. And I tell you what, some of their bacon was amazing. They made some really good bacon there and cheap too. You can get it well. I guess you do pay a little bit more of a premium price for fresh, but at least you can tell it's definitely fresh. It's definitely quality. You're not getting bent over on any of it. Yeah, so like a lot of the meat here in Wisconsin is definitely like very fresh, very it's you can essentially guarantee that as long as you don't buy it from Walmart or like Target, I don't think Target sells meat though, but like as long as you buy it from a local grocery store, you generally are getting very quality prime meat. You can almost guarantee it. I think the only place you would have problems with is Walmart. Like it's always fresh. And if I remember at the grocery store, there was a certain period of time in which they would allow the meat to actually be on the market floor, and then anything after that specific date, they either threw it out or I'm pretty sure one of the grocery stores they were saying there were people that would come and buy it and feed it to their pigs. I'm pretty sure that's or something like that. I know they would feed it to their pigs after um it reaches a certain period of time. And on top of that, our grocery stores are very big on they will set the expiration date a couple days before it would actually expire. So you can always guarantee that even if you're buying a one that is 1 day off of the expiration date, you're still buying fresh meat. You're still buying quality meat. I think it's like their meat can only be on shelves for like up to 5 days, and then they're either getting rid of it or switching it out. Or I know at one point we had steaks that they were selling at half price, but they were selling the steaks at half price only for like a day. and that was because they were reaching closer to expiration or closer than how they feel comfortable selling it. So around here, you definitely get a lot of prime quality meat. Definitely, it's awesome. We get really good bacon here too. Yeah. So when I worked at the grocery store, they literally had times where the cow was butchered the day before. They bought it from the butcher because most butchers around here can't keep enough meat on the shelves to not be that fresh. So most of the time the meat was like same day or same week, like very quality, and it was always under refrigeration. The shelves that they put it on were refrigerated. Everything was like kept sterile, everything. It's really like they really like are good at that stuff around here. And they certainly push a lot of meat through. But they also have at the place they have like you can a lot of the times you can go to any grocery store and you can generally pick up like New York strip. You can pick up like quality high dollar steak. Now, when you get more into your high dollar, high amount steak, you can actually order it through the grocery store. They will charge their premium price on top of that, but you can get. I remember working at the grocery store. We used to have a guy that would come in and he would order. Can't remember what kind of steak. It was like I want to say the steaks were like I'm not even kidding, like $20 a piece, like high dollar steaks. And our we would do it all the time. He would come in like I think sometimes he'd come in like once a week and order them. Oh, whatever. Yeah, so you can do that. So around here, people actually consider doing that, like buying your own cow and raising it. In Wisconsin, it's actually kind of pretty much cheaper to do it that way. You just got to know how to butcher, or you got to know a good butcher. So yeah, I know there's a lot of people that do that around here from sometimes. Most people do that with pigs though. Pigs and chickens are big around here for self butchering because chickens are really easy to butcher and don't take a whole lot. And then pigs are pretty much the same. They're not as difficult, but I know that a lot of people raise pigs around here like in their front yard. That's cool. That's really cool. So honestly, with deer hunting around here, pretty much anybody I think could get good at butchering. It wouldn't take that long to get good at butchering. Huh. It's nice to lean back. Hopefully, you guys can still hear me okay. But I know around here, there used to be a thing where you could take a fresh fish that you caught in the river. You could almost take it to any bar in like around here, and at times you could literally ask them to cook it for you, and they would. I remember that used to be a lot. I don't think it's more. I don't think it happens as often anymore. But there were a lot of bars and a lot of country clubs and stuff like that, or not country clubs. What am I thinking? A lot of like mostly bar and grills, but you could take them like a fresh trout that you just caught that day to them, and they will fillet it and prepare it and cut it and kill it and whatever for you. I know they did that for a long time around here. I know there was a bar in Hayward that used to do it all the time. They used to do it for crappie, or maybe it wasn't crappie. Maybe it was trout. I don't know. I never did it, but it was definitely really cool just to think that you could do that around like that they were that experienced with cooking and cutting and killing and all that stuff, or filleting and all that, that they could prepare your fish for you. Oh yeah, one cow could feed our entire family for like almost a year, or not maybe a year, but like a good portion of the year. Yeah, it is. was really cool, but I don't know if they do it anymore just because of like how the how everything is set up with like how like I don't know, everything has to be like approved by the government these days for that kind of stuff. Or they get inspections and stuff like that, and it's kind of ridiculous. Like, what's good food without a little bit of a risk, you know? But um, I don't know. I know they did with trout for a long time. I never really like looked into it on how much they would cook or do anything like that. But I know that like um, you go to a butcher and they pretty much cut anything that you want apart in around here. I think you could take them a cow and they would cut it, or there might be services where they come out and cut it for you. But I've never really had experience with that. For our deer, we generally cut our deer up, and then with anything that we want ground or stuff like that, we generally take up the highway away as uh what is it called? Uh, I don't know. We take it to a processor that does it pretty cheap, and then we you pay a little bit of extra, and you make sure you can guarantee that you get all of your deer or the deer that you took there back, and it's all ground separately and all that stuff. Um, we did that for a while. I really don't understand why I can't think of the name. We take it there every year, but otherwise, we do most of our yeah Whiskey Ridge. Um, we do most of our cutting, quartering, all that. I do. I think this year I cut and quartered just about all of them. Besides my deer, I had to wait because my dad knew how to keep. I didn't know how to keep them out. Otherwise, I pretty much pulled all of our deer apart this year. And then besides the doe, the deer that my uncle shot, he helped me clean and cut them. But at the same time, I pulled all those deer apart, or most of those deer apart. So I was very fortunate to have a dad that knew how to do all that stuff and taught me how to do all that stuff. So now that he, because in a way, he had to teach me, but at the same time he didn't. I was lucky enough he did teach me all that stuff. But right now he's got his broken back. He can hardly do all that stuff because it takes a lot. It really because you got to be strong enough to like hold the quarters and hold all that stuff, and it tends to get to his back pretty quick. So he can do deer and cut deer up still, but it gets to his back pretty quick. As where I can do it all day long and never have a problem. But no, this year we got I don't even know how much meat we got. We got to a point of filling freezers where my deer alone filled like a freezer and a half. Like my deer alone was like I don't know. He was huge. He was pushing 300 pounds. I think it was a big deer. And then my uncle shot, or my uncle and his family got a couple deer this year. Uh, I think I had the opportunity to shoot completely tag out, but after I shot my buck, it's sort of like when you shoot a giant deer or a big buck, the rest of the season, it made me very, very picky on what I shot. So I had an opportunity after I shot my buck, I could have shot another 8 pointer, but I didn't. And then after that, I think I saw four more. I think, no, I saw more than that. I saw a bunch of does, but there was at one point of the year where after I think it was after Wednesday we stopped seeing deer completely. But I think the day after I shot my buck, I saw a nice sized. It was an okay sized 8 pointer, but I was very, like I said, after you shoot the biggest deer in the herd, you kind of very picky, or at least made me very picky on what I shot. So I didn't even shoot does, and I should have shot the does, but at the same time I was like, I just tagged out my buck tag, and I'm very lucky. I was very lucky and thankful to get that buck this year. You know, I can't. I literally cannot explain it, but all I was talking about before I shot my deer, the week before, all I could say was that I was like, all I want is a good mounted buck, a good quality mount or something like that. I just want to get my first big buck. And I kid you not, it was 8:45 the opening morning. I was telling everybody that morning, like, let's have something on the ground by 9 o'clock to track. Or let's have something to track by 9 o'clock. No kidding. Like, went out, shot that deer before 9 o'clock. And I think it was like 9:14 when we found him. Or not, we didn't even really have to find him. He only went about 10 yards from where I shot, or where I shot him at. But no, yeah, it was very cool experience to get your first or pretty big buck or nice sized buck. You know, not really. I mean, it's more. Some people would argue that it does because buck meat is older and less tender. It's more chewy. So the older the deer, the more, how would you say, chewy and gamey it would taste. So as my dad's argument of shooting small deer is that they taste the best, and it's true. The younger you can shoot of a doe or a buck, the better it tastes. So it really just taste in venison only really matters on the age of the deer. I'm pretty sure age of the deer is a very big factor in the whole taste process or taste thing. Otherwise, I know we shot one year. One of our hunting crew got a really old buck. I remember that meat was kind of gamey and stuff like that. It was gamey, but it was manageable. Otherwise, we've had years where I think even this year we had someone shoot a yearling, just lost his spots, and I tell you what, that those deer are very tender. Their meat is very tender. Yeah, that's what they say around here. Is the older. So we've seen like 8-year-old deer before shot, and their meat tends to be a little darker, a little more grayish looking, and just all around is a little bit more chewy and is not as like valuable or good as. I mean, that's at least our preference or the preference around here, or what they say around here is that the older the deer, the more chewy and gamey it tastes. So I guess I've really never had experience with that because, like I said, I prefer to eat deer heart and yeah. See, that's the thing is where I think around here we generally shoot our deer more in the right when they're getting ready to mate and have babies and stuff like that. So they have like piss glands on the back of their legs that tend to stink pretty bad. Our females do at least. So no, no, I don't really think what deer eat affects their taste at all. So if a deer eats corn all year long, I don't think it'll taste any different if you eat soybeans all year long. I don't think deer taste any different from deer. They all taste the same essentially, I'm pretty sure. Or at least they all taste the same. The only factor in the taste of deer meat is age, I'm pretty sure. Only age. And that also includes some people say some, and I'm not even kidding, some people will let deer swing in a tree until the end of season because some people prefer or claim that aging venison tastes better than normal venison. And I've heard that. I've heard people um what? Way wrong where. So Um, I heard of one hunting crew that packs all their meat into a cooler, and they literally will keep their coolers, like keep the deer in the cooler, like I can't remember how long. Some people say it was like a week or two, just sitting in a cooler, because they claim and they go by that they swear up and down that it sound for some aging their deer tastes better. And I've never tasted any different because we pretty much eat everything fresh and cut everything fresh and all that. So I don't know. I don't understand where I'm wrong or what you mean by I'm way wrong. Because okay, so from my experience though, we've shot deer where you cut the stomach open and there's nothing but corn compared to other stuff. I can hear myself out the window. I could hear you. Um, so from all I've ever experienced, there's no difference. It seems like all the meat we've ever had, all the venison we've ever eaten has always tasted the same. I really have, I think for from my perspective, I think the difference is the cut of meat, what type of meat it is, like heart or liver and all that. That's the only thing that changes from my perspective. So I guess I don't really know. I've never been able to actually compare an old buck to a old doe to a young doe and stuff like that, or a fawn or something like that. I've never been able to actually compare the meat. I've only gone really off of what I've been told there. So I've never actually had the side by side comparison. I've eaten both. I've eaten pretty much all of it, but I've never had a side by side comparison of this is a old mature buck cut, and this is a old mature doe cut, or this is a young doe cut, or I guess is all always I've ever known. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, and I didn't wasn't saying that you're not right. I'm just saying. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that would be anything, but I think um deer are just all around anything that lives in the wild is just all around better. Besides, I guess beef. I don't know the difference between beef. I've never had wild beef. I don't think there's any wild beef left. Maybe bison, but I think anything that has grown up in the wild and lived and eaten and lived everything that they're meant to tastes way better than something that you shoved food down its throat. Essentially, like because farmers today, I understand. Like I'm not saying anything wrong with farming at all. Where my opinion comes in is where is very. I've definitely can tell you this. So, farm fresh, grass raised wild chicken tastes way better than your average store bought chicken. I know that for sure. A big thing. Our buddy Kyle gave proved this weekend or this week. We went over to his house and he had fresh chicken eggs. I tell you what, guys, if you guys have never had fresh, like freshly just picked from the chicken itself to the table, you've never had good eggs. Good fresh chicken eggs, they're so much better than store bought eggs. I was so surprised. I was beyond surprised on how good the eggs that he gave us that night were. Like I'm telling you, I went with him and we picked these eggs out of his chicken coop like 10 minutes before he cooked them, and they were so freaking good. Easily the best eggs I've ever had, and all they were was a little bit of cheese and fried in butter, and I think they had a little bit of pepper. Yeah, fresh eggs are so good. Free range, yeah, literally, like free range is definitely a very like strong divide between um free range and like fed or like non-free range. So there's a very clear difference. You can tell. Yeah, the apples and stuff. So, uh, does cooking it? So when I actually learned this from my Uncle Jason. Apparently, soaking like beef, soaking stuff in apple juice just before cooking for like an hour is a really good technique for cooking meat. Like soak it in like straight plain apple juice from the store. Uh that's I've tasted that and it's really good. So um I definitely know that's a big difference. I've never had them soaked in butter, but I definitely know apples and beef go good together. Yeah, good night. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna be streaming, so sorry if I'm loud. Take a pillow under the door or something. But so another thing I found is what else? So a lot more if you go from like soaking it in apple juice, soaking it in some sort of juice to doing a dry rub, I found that is really delicious for pretty much beef ribs or pigs. Yeah, it's really apple juice for some or apples in general for some reason are just so good with anything any sort of meat any cut of meat. So pig is very good that way. Um, beef is really good that way. Just any sort of like literally like any sort of apple. So I understand that everybody likes beer and brines their stuff in beer and they think that's good. But personally, I think that when you use beer, I feel like it takes away from the natural flavor of the animal. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad at all, but personally, from what I've tasted, I don't really enjoy beer because it's more of like it adds a flavor that is just I don't know how to explain it like a foreign flavor. Whereas like apple juice, it doesn't really take away from the flavor. It more just juices it. It's really good that way. So I beer batter fish. I don't really care for very much. I like more just regular like flour and butter, like egg wash, flour and butter. No, hardly any seasoning for cooking fish. I love that. I love fish that way. Otherwise, uh, yeah, slow cooked with apples. I know there's some people that slow cook with apple sauce. I've had that a couple times. It's pretty good. Um, I guess we've never really had slow cooked venison that way. I maybe we have. I don't think we've had slow cooked venison in a while. Wait, no, Ma just made them not too long ago. I think she made some slow cooked uh some slow cooked roast. I think she made, and around especially around here, it's very common to use just straight onions and um what's it called? Cream of mushroom soup. Cream of mushroom soup. Yeah, and then you just slow cook it all together for like a minimum of 4 hours, and it's so good. That or she does pressure cooking. My mom used her new pressure cooker. And she can do some really good stuff with a pressure cooker on cooking meat and stuff like that. It's really good. But yeah, for the most part, like I that'd be very interesting to try. I like to cook the fish whole with lemon. So where where personally I don't think any cooking is complete without butter. Maybe it's just because of where I was or how I was raised or what I was raised around. But I'm I'm not even surprised. Like most of the time, any recipe in like Wisconsin or, or in the states in general, butter is a very key factor to most recipes. Yeah, 4 hours minimum. I know there's some people that have slow cooked their meat for like 8 hours, 9 hours. Like I think one I watched a video one time and they slow cooked a beef roast for like I think it was like 13 hours, and he takes it and he brings it out and he puts it on the cutting table and he takes out his knife and he's like acting like he's gonna go cut into it, and then he goes, and then he's like, nah, and he puts the knife down and takes his hand and he just mashes it up with just his hand. Oh man, that'd be so good. Like a sandwich, like made from that, just so tender and just you could just see the juices squeezing in and out of it, like a sponge. I think that'd be really good, but you can add butter if you want. But no, so I don't think I've ever actually had whole fish. I know around here, people are very big with walleye cheeks. They cut the cheeks out of them. Otherwise, most of the time it's just a fillet. We have big fish fries. So around here, you can go to your bars, local bars, mostly on Fridays, and have fish fry. And most of the time, it's just a couple fillets of like cod, or you some places you'd be lucky to find it these days, but you can get fresh walleye. And I tell you what, that's pretty good. But I really, like I said before, I don't really care for the whole beer batter side of stuff. Beer and cooking, it's only applicable in my opinion in certain things. Okay, yeah, big time. So we for a majority of the staple of our food includes onions and mushrooms. Big time, the two things that we cook with are onions and mushrooms most of the time. I've never had whole roasted salmon. That'd be interesting. I almost wonder if it's possible to slow cook fish, like in a slow cooker. I wonder if that's possible because it's a low heat and it doesn't take much to cook fish, but that's also a bad thing because fish can cook super fast because it's a very, very light meat. I don't think I've ever had anything other than like oranges or lemon. Oranges, lemon, or sometimes lime for fruit or cooking with fruit. Unless technically, technically speaking, tomatoes are a fruit. I don't. What? Oh, that's what I was thinking. Is uh, fish is very very bad for bacteria. I know that, especially like the fish we catch around here. We have a lot more issues around here with mercury though. Mercury levels. So in Wisconsin, generally you don't want to eat more than like I think it's like one meal of fish or one fish meal per week. or something like that. I know that we get really bad mercury here. Butter poached halibut. I know in some areas though that you're not supposed to have like one meal of fish per month even. That you get really bad mercury around here. Yeah, so um your predatory fish are actually more notorious for having high mercury levels. Um I don't know what the whole mercury thing or where you even get mercury or how it works, but I know around here your like pike are they're supposedly high in mercury. I've never had mercury issues, but then again, I might be sterile because I've never tested for it. But that's what mercury does. It essentially makes you sterile. I'm pretty sure that's one of its big things. Otherwise, it can make you sick. But I've never really got. I don't think I've ever gotten sick from eating lots of fish. And during the summer, generally, I've had times where we've eaten a lot of fish. So I've never had issues. Oh, now you guys, okay. You guys are talking about that again. Um, where I've eaten tons of pike. Personally, I love pike. Pike is probably my favorite fish of all time just to eat because it's amazing to me. So much food. Yeah, that's a weird thing. She's allergic to tree grown stuff or anything to do with the trees to where she can't even really touch certain types of she's allergic to what is it? It's rubber. Uh what is it? I can't think of it. Uh Latex. She's allergic to latex. My mom is. But I'm pretty sure latex comes from trees. Yeah. She's allergic to just about anything that comes from a tree. But she can get away with eating um pineapple. But I don't know if pineapple comes from a tree. I'm pretty sure it's a pineapple tree. I don't know. But maybe it comes from the ground. Otherwise, she can get away with eating like one banana, I think. Or like maybe not. Very okay, not banana, of course, but I think she can get it. She's a very, very big fan of pomegranate. And oh, hi Sandy, how you doing tonight? Um, yeah, I know that that's a big one. Otherwise, she's a very big fan of pomegranate, and she can get away with eating about one pomegranate. I don't. I guess I've never. I don't know if she can eat apples. I don't know if she's ever had a. I definitely don't know about that. I don't know if she's ever actually had issues with apples. I didn't even think of that. I don't think she does. Sandy's in here now, so that's changing. It's sort of like, oh, my Twitter chat is having an issue, so it's not going down suddenly. Yeah, so I actually had apples are okay. I think some fruits are okay. It's more like okay. I'm pretty sure it has more to do with acids, like the acids, like fruit or like oranges. She can't do oranges. She can't even do. Here's a weird thing. She can't even really do pumpkins. I don't understand what that has to do because they're vine, but pumpkins aren't bad. I used to have a teacher in middle school that where if she even smelled fish like being cooked, she would like they she would have to leave in like an ambulance. Like just the smell of it cooking, she had an allergic reaction, a really bad allergic reaction. I know we used to have every time the school like had fish for lunch. I remember she had the day off, like the school. What? You didn't have to beg me. I thought it was fine. I don't know, but the lady, there was a teacher at school. Every time the school had lunch or fish for lunch, she had the day off. Like they would give her a free day off and everything. Right. No, I said it was okay to do it if you got the mic. You just wanted to know what kind of mic my preference was, and I told you that I didn't have a real mic preference because I've never had a microphone before. This is my first microphone that I've ever actually owned, besides a headset for gaming. But otherwise, I think it's more to do with the acids in certain fruits that really bother her. But otherwise, um, I'm pretty sure that's what we're talking about. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Um, so I completely lost my train of thought. Um, where oh yeah, the lady at or the teacher at school. So she had like the free like a day off. Yeah, I don't know. Some people don't think it's a big deal, but I personally I enjoy it because I think it sounds a lot better and more crisp and clear with a microphone. I don't know. It's just like kind of what everybody has always done or sort of done. Yeah, I know. Like that's just crazy to not even be able to smell it. I there was a kid I used to go to school with where if he smelled peanuts, he was really bad for peanuts. So where it was to the point where I in stuttering, but in class at one point someone opened a candy bar that had peanuts in it, and within 5 minutes he was like running out of the room holding his mouth. Like it was bad. Like I remember that they had to put like signs up all over the school to where they like really asked you to be careful about what you're eating. Yeah. Hey, thanks. What? That means won't let. I don't know. I didn't say you had to buy a mic or anything like that. It's just I don't know. I like microphones. I like how they sound. I think the quality of the mic, quality of sound is an important thing because I'll watch my streams back and I'll hear popping and stuff when I didn't have a microphone, and it just bothered me. I know it really doesn't matter though, but yeah, our postage isn't extremely bad around here. Most of the time, we get pretty good postage. Sometimes it costs insane. Yeah, I know. For the longest time, like as soon as they started cooking fish and stuff, she could always tell. But yeah, I don't know. Allergies are so weird. I'm very fortunate that I don't really have any. I don't think I have any food allergies whatsoever. I think there's some foods that irritate my mouth more than others, but that's just normal. So did you guys actually know that when you guys are eating a pineapple and your mouth starts getting sore, it's because pineapple has like an enzyme or something in it that it technically speaking, the pineapple is trying to eat you while you're eating it. You can look it up. It's a true story. The reason why pineapple makes your mouth sore after you eat a lot of it is because of how the acids in it. Red Rock deli chips. I have no clue what that is. I think that's an Australian thing. Australia thing. Right? Huh? I think I'm missing something here. I don't know. But I have no clue what Red Rock deli chips are. Interested or interesting, but like I don't know. I'm just assuming it's deli chips or something like that. I don't know. This whole going back. Go what? What? I'm so confused now. And why you guys are like making fun of me now? What did I do? I didn't say anything. I don't know what I even said or what I even did. Whatever. Why? I didn't realize I was yapping. But uh oh, okay. Have you like I wonder if that's sort of something to do with like pigskins. We get pigskins here. We get all sorts of chips here though. We used to I'm pretty sure we used to like we have those companies taking the piss. What? I have no clue. It must be. I don't know. So potato chips in a bag. Yeah. So we get like like there's so many brands of chips here. So we get I don't even know. Like we get Lay's chips. We get like there's so many. There's actual brands of like potato chips and stuff like that. But then we also get like 50 different off brands. Oh yeah, totally. I totally said that. I'm more or less was down, and I was actually the nerd when I was explaining to you what a mixer and all that stuff was. That's how I felt. I was trying to explain to him the whole setup behind uh, doing a podcast or a stream or something like that. So, but like I was talking to Amanda about is yeah. So what I was talking to Amanda about was we have like, dang, it just keeps coming out when I talk. But so we get like Lay's, we get Pringles, we get so many like like we have Doritos, but then we also have like 20 different off brands of like Doritos. We get do you got oh man, it's interesting. Do you guys know what cheesy popcorn is? Do you guys get cheesy popcorn in Australia or Canada? I'm 90% sure you probably do. But like cheesy popcorn, whatever. Cheese, like I, I don't know. Cheesy popcorn is like life. If you guys haven't ever had cheesy popcorn from your local gas station, I don't like. Never heard of it. No kidding. Oh, he's had it. He's from. I mean, he's in Canada. He's had it. Seriously, Mandy, you're really missing out. So I think for 20 pounds here, a 20-pound package would be $18 here, 18 USD. So I don't know necessarily translation to. I don't even know what kind of money you guys use in Canada. Yeah, you're really missing out. If we get an opportunity to send a package to you, Mandy, I'll definitely make sure there's cheesy popcorn thrown in there. Although I don't think you can actually ship food. I don't know what the rules on shipping food is, especially to a different country. Yeah, I know, but at the same time, she literally just said that she's never had cheesy popcorn. That's what I thought. You can't ship food, I don't think. Oh, and now Sandy's talking about the pineapple thing I was talking about. So I think there's a big delay for some people, but some people don't have a delay at all. Like my dad, I can tell when I listen, I can hear from my sister and dad that when they watch the stream, like it's like right away. It's like within like 5 seconds. But sometimes like people all of a sudden like they'll have be having conversations and it's like super delayed. Yeah. So I think there's certain rules, especially in the U.S. about shipping food, and especially right around now. Maple bacon popcorn. That sounds amazing, Raymond. That definitely sounds amazing. So we get caramel corn and cheesy popcorn. I know there's mozzarella popcorn. Yeah. So I don't know if it's maybe it's like anything any everything that is shipped has to be wow, you can really see the red in my hair in this light. That's crazy. So, anything is if it's sealed, I think you can maybe ship it, or maybe it's to a certain poundage. I know that you can't ship any powder, or they have issues with powder and liquids. Why are you even talk? What? Where did that come from? What the heck? So, we get. I know there's companies and stuff that ship like candy and stuff between countries. I know that's a thing, but I'm pretty sure like we get a lot. I'm sure our candy is really weird, probably to Australians. We get. I don't know. I'm really. I know that some candies are the same, of course, like probably Reese's or Hershey's and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. What? What do you mean? Oh my! That's why are you guys talking about that now? Really? I didn't even. It generally confused me. Y'all need to chill. Seriously. Sure. I have no clue. I yeah, okay. I'm so confused by it. Yeah. I'm not what? I don't know. It's just so confusing. Like seriously so confusing. Like why would oh, yeah, I know that. Um I guess yeah, I really don't know. I'd have to look it up and all that stuff. But if there's any way to get cheesy popcorn to you, that'd be fantastic cuz you cheesy popcorn is like one of the key things that makes life good. Cheesy popcorn and like gas station egg rolls. So if you've never gotten yeah, definitely. If you've never gotten sick off of gas station food, then you're not an American. Cause like I don't know, my dad alone can tell you plenty of stories from gas station food. But so yeah, I love gas station food. I have a stomach that has like slowly, progressively built up an immunity to gas station food. Now, some gas station foods, on the other hand, nobody can be immune to. Some gas station foods will make I don't know they'll make like anybody shit through a screen door. So, like, but gas station food around here pretty decent. If you guys have ever heard of Quick Trip, their gas station food is amazing. But some of their food, like I said, will make you shit through a screen door. Now that's a Wisconsin reference. I'm pretty sure it's Wisconsin reference. For most, oh maybe it's not. I don't know. Shit through a screen door without touching any holes. But uh, no, I'm a very big fan of gas station egg rolls, gas station chicken. Assuming it's actually chicken. Otherwise, so um, I don't know. Most people trust hot dogs. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if hot dogs are fairly common around the world. Like I know that Canada has hot dogs, but I don't know if Australia does. Uh, what else? We get okay. No, nachos are pretty good from gas station, but I would never ever trust any sort of meat that is processed. Any sort of processed meat at a gas station. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Yeah, hot dogs are really good. So where, but like any sort of processed meat from a gas station, don't touch it. Trust me. Trust me. Don't touch any sort of processed meat unless it comes in a package and is frozen. Tomato sauce and mustard, fried onions and cheese. So the best way to eat a hot dog is with ketchup. That's it. Ranch is pretty good though too, and mayo. I've had mayo on hot dogs and brats. It's really good. Then again, that's just the American way. Eat mayonnaise with just about anything. I really like putting pickles on hot dogs. I put pickles on everything though, for a lot of stuff. Never tried it with mayo. Well, then you got to try it with mayo. Simple as that. You never tried it, you got to try it now. You literally just put a thin line. You just take like a butter knife and you just put one smear all the way down the hot dog mayo. It's really good. Or another good one is ranch. Put ranch on just about anything. Big time. Very delicious. Yeah, definitely give it a go. And while you're at it, make another one and put ranch on it. Ranch is really good on there. Otherwise, sauteed onions. Uh, I guess I've never had mushrooms on hot dogs, but raw onions are really good on hot dogs. Big time. Raw onions and ketchup. Nothing could ever go wrong with raw onions and ketchup on a hot dog or on burgers in general. We around here we also tend to put chili and cheese. It's called the chili cheese dog on hot dogs. Chili and cheese. My dad is a very big fan of coleslaw or slaw dogs, is what you call them. You put coleslaw on hot dogs. Them are pretty good. Otherwise, I'm trying to think of some other weird foods or other weird renditions. So, hmm. I mean, I like ranch on brats, but I don't really like brats very much. Had what before? It is illegal to ship popcorn to Australia. Oh man, damn, that's a bummer. You that really sucks. Popcorn is or cheesy popcorn especially is really good. Cheesy popcorn is like life. When you get done eating your cheesy popcorn, and then you get to lick the cheesy goodness off of your fingers. Amazing. Man, I'm really getting tired now, but I have what 14 minutes left to go. Or 24 minutes left. Considered a seed food. Yes. I'm thinking you're talking about cheesy popcorn, of course. So like cheesy, like you better have at least one bag of cheesy popcorn on every road trip. Anytime you're going over 4 hours in the car, you have to have cheesy popcorn. It's like law, not literally, but like Wisconsin law. Oh, and or if you ever pass through a town that has a cheese factory in it, it is a Wisconsin law to stop and buy cheese curds. Don't know. I don't know what the whole popcorn thing is. Like America really needs to get its shit together. Unbelievable that they won't let you ship popcorn to Australia. Unbelievable. Cannot believe that. That is just straight ridiculous. But like oh yeah, Australia needs to get his crap or get his stuff together just over guns in general. Oh really? Hmm. Oh, I guess I'll just have to like. I guess I don't know. You're just gonna have to come here and try it yourself. Just like the first thing you do when you get off a plane, just eat a bag of popcorn. Cheesy popcorn though, not normal popcorn. Normal popcorn does not do justice to cheesy popcorn. Cheesy popcorn is so much better. White cheesy popcorn is especially delicious too. Now, it's not as good as the orange kind, the orange cheese, but like the white cheesy popcorn is pretty decent too. Yeah, there was a big huh. Yeah. So I really don't know. I'm sure there's a way you could figure out a way to get popcorn. Maybe unless if it's like a supplier. So you could almost look it up. I wonder if you could buy it and get it specifically if you buy it from a supplier if they could ship it because then they are under specific laws and stuff. I'm thinking maybe it's just you can't send it general postage or something like that. Unless then again, Australia might just be that way to where you can't buy it no matter what. I don't know. Australia is depriving you of cheesy popcorn, depriving you. Your country is failing you. That'd be cool. That'd be cool to get her to the states, but she has a lot of people to go see and stuff, and she somehow like because Rocco and uh Raymond are in Canada. I don't know. It'd be cool to have like a meetup, like a huge meetup or something like that. Have a nice like a cookout. That'd be cool. Maybe someday in time. Or it's simple. You could just swim here. You could at least give it a try. I don't think you'd probably make it that far though. Unfortunately, everything's trying to kill you in Australia. I'm sure everything in the water from here to Australia is trying to kill you too, though. True. Yeah. But like, could you imagine like in a world where we could all like get like you could get like a huge group or a meetup going, like eventually with enough subscribers and enough time and enough views and all that, this could eventually happen. You know, I don't think it would be that difficult if you did like a meetup. You know, there you go. There you go, Amanda. It's now your time. Or I don't know how that would work. That'd be, you know, yeah, yeah, that'd be cool. So I don't think it's necessarily hard to get to the states right now. Of course, it is. You're eventually you're gonna have to wait no matter what just to get out of the country because of the whole COVID thing right now. So it's unfortunately a bummer, but eventually it assuming everything opens back up and they don't like take over the world with world domination, I don't think it would be that hard to get to the states. I think you could pretty much get away with a one way or a two-way ticket. Hmm? No, what? Yeah. Oh yeah. No, 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 no. I sure. I don't know how to really respond to that. What? I don't know. Uh, this whole thing is confusing right now. The whole chat. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Um, that's a big thing. Um, so, but right now with the whole COVID thing, it could still be a whole nother year before they open anything back up. And I know right now the fly list is a big issue. I know the flights are cheap, but I'm pretty sure the flights it's just the flights that are in state or in country are cheap. As I don't know, I don't really know anything. I've never actually flown before. Oh yeah, that'd definitely be a thing that'd be discussed. Amanda, that would definitely be something that need to be a lot of discussion before anything did anything. And of course, everyone here would in the Americas. That is like the weirdest thing anyone could ever say. The Americas. I've always just called it the States or America or North America. Oh, I guess yeah, that would be confusing because you got Canada and all that. So yeah, the Americas work. Oh yeah, no, definitely that would be something to definitely talk about first. That would just be like, oh, surprise! Drop everything you're doing and come to America right now. No, I'm kidding, but that would definitely be that. You wouldn't take booster. Why would you take booster? You can't just tell us about a dog and not bring a dog. That's like law. Yeah, there's South America, North America, and I suppose I didn't even think that technically Canada is considered North America too. So this is a very big thing. That'd be cool, but this is a big thing. Like they say that the United States only thinks about themselves in certain situations, and that is very true. Like when I think about it, and I think about North America, I think, oh, the United States. I don't think, oh, like I don't know, Canada is here too, or South America. We don't talk about South America. Oh yeah, that's a good point right there. That would it might definitely be difficult on a dog, and a dog of that size, of course, you wouldn't want to anger him because you never really know what an Australian will do when they're angry. But yeah, I know that. That's what I'm saying. But every time someone from the United States thinks about the North America, most of the time you don't think, oh, like I don't know. It was just a thing I saw on Facebook, and it's like Americans only ever think about, or I mean, not Americans, but like when you think of Americans or America, we don't think of like Canada. We think, oh, we're Americans. We're the United States, Americans. Oh yeah, definitely. No, 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 that's definitely understandable, Amanda. Yeah, a lot of people. I know that. I don't know. In case nobody's realized yet, a lot of people from the states are kind of dumb. I'm not saying that that ain't possible anywhere else in the world, but like people in general are kind of dumb. You'd move to it. I never even thought of that as a possibility. I mean, if you got nothing to, but you got like family in Australia is the issue. I want to pet a wild roo, but with a high caliber pew pew or gun, preferably at a range of about 300 yards or closer or farther. But 300 yards is like the perfect velocity for a 7 mag. So I think customs would have a little bit of an issue with that type of rifle though. Oh yeah, it's a whole different experience. I can guarantee that. Like we have fast food restaurants just about in every town that is within walking distance. Um, so like if you moved here, that'd be awesome, and it's definitely easier than you'd think to move here. You just got to do a lot of paperwork and stuff. But honestly, is as simple as can be. You could almost get a work visa through YouTube, because now considered in the states, I'm pretty sure YouTube is considered a job as long as you make money off it. So with enough time, or honestly, you could just get a job here or something, get work visa, or if you married someone here, I'm pretty sure. Well, I think you have to get a work visa in order to do that. Oh yeah, there's tons of country. Trust me, tons of country. In the United States, you can find a couple thousand, like a good boy. Oh, whatever. That'd be funny though to see. Um, so um, here you can find towns or cities of hundreds of thousands, but you can also find towns of like 16 people or even less than that. It really depends. There's a the around here. I think over towards Weyerhaeuser, there's a village of like 8 people, and it's considered a town. Oh, JV's here. I didn't even. It took me a second to even realize that. Hey, JV. I didn't even realize. I'm looking at the name. I'm like, that's confusing. Where? What? I didn't even. Cause I'm just looking through the chat. I thought it was. I don't know. How you doing tonight, man? We are currently discussing how hard it would be to get Amanda to the States to potentially live here. Potentially. Not for sure, but I definitely think it'd be interesting to have Amanda live in the States. I think you would have a field day, Amanda. Like there's so much stuff here. Oh, I didn't realize he was here even. I never seen him. I never seen him in the chat, so that's why I was confused. I can't see now. I wish they would add a feature to where you could see who is all in the chat or all a participant. So you get participants, but when you click on it, it's only people that are chatting. I'm pretty sure who have sent the chat. So yeah, JB's here now, but like, yeah, I don't know how it works. That's what I'm saying. It was at 4 this whole time, and I think he just showed up because it was at 4, and then it showed up, came up to 5, and then he was chatting. I want to live some. Oh, so you live in Wisconsin or the northern states, you get a lot of snow, and then you live in the southern states like Texas, you'll never see snow. Well, hardly ever see snow. Sometimes you'll see snow there even. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping in, man. And thanks for coming to my stream. It's great to see you. Or great chatting, I should say. So, you get generally in Wisconsin, you usually only get really bad weather for about a month of the year or 2 months because you get really hot weather in July, and then you get really cold weather most of the time in late December or February, but then it warms up, or maybe January. So like um you can pick in betweens, but then the issue is Kansas is probably your snow, but not that much snow. But Kansas is where they get a lot of tornadoes and stuff. So it's just I don't know. There's all so in the same sense as there's a lot of dangers of living really anywhere, I suppose. But you get more of your dangers by I don't know. It's not really dangerous to live anywhere. You just have certain things you have to be aware of while living somewhere. So, southern states, you get more rattlesnakes and okay, you'll get tornadoes anywhere in the US. You can literally get tornadoes just about anywhere. So, we don't get a whole lot of tornadoes in Wisconsin. Um we do get tornadoes, but not it's not fairly often that you get very dangerous tornadoes. Oh. Okay. Talk to you later, Dad. Uh, so okay. So you then get your okay. So I don't know how to explain it. I was talking about that one night on stream. So the northern states you don't get as many tornadoes, but you still get tornadoes. Your flatter, more prairie states like South Dakota, uh, Colorado, your flatter states, you get bigger tornadoes. Generally, Tornado Alley, you'll see tornadoes a lot, but farther south is where you'll see more tornadoes in Tornado Alley. And Tornado Alley is about Lake Superior. No, because you get it in Carolinas too, and Kentucky and all that stuff. So we live in a place where it's called the Midwest. So we're not quite all the way west, but we're midway, and that's Tornado Alley for the most part. So your states from Texas to Wisconsin and Minnesota are generally, well, like it's almost like a straight line. That's where you'll see most of your tornado action, more of your severe storms. And then so your warmer weather, the farther south you go, the warmer it is year round. The farther north you go, the more cold it is for a certain period of time in Wisconsin or in the winter. So where we get snow, we get um some years we get a lot of snow, some years we get hardly any snow. So like this year was actually a good year for winter, and we only got 50 below weather for 2 weeks out of the year. So that's a very good thing in Wisconsin. That's funny, but it is. So as somewhere to hit, somewhere to high. Okay, that's the thing. Tornadoes, like I said before in the last other streams, tornadoes are nowhere near as dangerous as you think they are. Most tornadoes actually happen in like prairies and like farmland, and a lot of tornadoes don't actually do any damage. So yes, and it you can tornadoes don't generally actually kill people or hurt people. They most of the time they injure more people than they kill. So that's one thing. Otherwise, I guess I don't know how to explain it. You'll have more tornadoes down south than you will up north, and you won't have as strong of tornadoes up north. Yeah. So it's like you kind of just got to pick your poison. So you're always going to see a potentiality for tornadoes, because I know even California gets tornadoes. I know that. I've heard of that. Um I think maybe New York has had tornadoes. I've heard Massachusetts having tornadoes. I've heard of Florida having tornadoes. Florida actually had a very severe tornado last year that tracked all the way from Mississippi. I remember watching that go through on the live storm tracker. Um, Texas gets a lot of tornadoes. Oklahoma is one of your higher states. Oklahoma and Kansas are probably two of your most. Oklahoma, California, Oklahoma, Colorado, and Kansas are probably more where you're going to see your majority of very severe tornadoes. Just that general area. Otherwise, Nevada is super hot all the time. It's like a desert, or a good portion of it. New Mexico is very hot a majority of the year. They have a lot of drought. Um, Otherwise, California for the most part is hot, very drought, lots of drought. They have a lot of wildfires there. Um, so I guess I love Wisconsin. I love living in Wisconsin because we get severe weather, but we never really get dangerous weather. I think the most dangerous weather you could get prominently, or like for the most part around here, that you get fairly often is hail. Yet you live in Australia. Isn't Australia like really hot all the time? I'm pretty sure it's like hot the majority of the year, but um so I guess I don't really know because Iowa and Illinois still get tornadoes fairly often. Yeah, I was gonna say it don't make a whole lot of sense. You live in like hell, the hell equivalent of the world. So I guess I don't know. We get rain. I really like rain, and we get fair amount of rain. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like the equivalent of hell to our Earth is like Australia, because you got everything trying to kill you, including the sun. Um, I guess I don't really know where you could live. You could live in Montana, or not Montana. You could live maybe Montana or Utah. I know Utah gets a lot of snow though. Montana probably gets a lot of snow too because it's north. Well, I mean, from our perspective, Australia is hot 24/7. I don't think anybody likes Australian summers. I've always wanted to check out Sydney, but that's it. It's about the only place, and that's only because I'm pretty sure it was in if it gets above 80, it's too hot for me. Oh yeah. So we don't get really hot temperatures in Wisconsin, or we do get really hot temperatures, but we get more muggy weather, like really moist, dense air. I know we get that a lot, and we get some pretty heavy rainfall from it too. And then I know uh, Texas gets really dry weather, really dry heat weather. Um, Washington gets a lot of rain. I know that. Oh, great. Now Chrome app OS is trying to download. I'm gonna stop that. I don't know. But I guess um I don't know. Now that I think of it, the United States is probably a little bit more dangerous than I thought. I just don't think of it. Huh. I mean, you honestly have a good story. Your family will have a good story of how you went out. Just think of something good for your headstone. Like, I didn't think scorpions were that dangerous. Dot dot dot. Huh. Ouch, that's a snake bite. I'm probably okay. Dot dot dot. But essentially, everything is poisonous. Every snake bite in Australia is probably poisonous. That cow looks extra friendly. Dot dot dot. Her last words. That cow isn't gonna kick me. Or pro survival tips for Australia is probably just like try and stay away from the ass end of a cow. No snake is friendly. They're all danger noodle. They're all danger noodles. Don't swim in the water. Don't drink the water. Mosquitoes will, if they can, lift you up and take off with you. Often you will find Australians fighting mosquitoes with bats. And I mean baseball bats, not bats. I'm sure your bats will probably try to kill you too. What else? Everything is all prickly and don't you guys have Isn't there cactuses in Australia? I'm pretty sure there's cactus in Australia or cacti. I'm sure those are probably poisonous too. Then you got kangaroos that are constantly hunting you, constantly. On top of that, you probably have Australians that are also probably trying to hunt you and kill you. Kidding, of course. And they're all pissed off already because they don't even have cheesy popcorn where they live. Australians just have a rough life. No cheesy popcorn. That's unbelievable. That's just truly sad. I feel so bad for you. Not because you're living in the real world equivalent of hell, but no cheesy popcorn. That's hell alone. You can classify it as hell. There's no cheesy popcorn. None. Yeah. Don't you get like I thought doesn't Australia have like prickly pears or something like that, like cactus fruit that's delicious or something like that, or cactus juice? Like I'm pretty sure that they make like I thought like tequila or something. I don't know, but Australian doesn't have tequila. It's Mexico. Definitely. No, I know they have cactus fruit. I know they make like some sort of alcohol out of cactus fruit or something like that. I don't really know though. I heard that the cactus fruit are really um like sweet, but like they're the forbidden fruit because they're so prickly. Oh really? What am I thinking then? Because I thought there was a cactus that has like fruit that grows on it that you can eat if you peel it right. Maybe that's Arizona. Maybe there's some in Arizona or New Mexico that has that. I know there's somewhere that has a cactus that you can eat, or that has fruit that you can eat. I don't really know what it's called though. I could look it up, I suppose. What cactus fruit is all I'm gonna Google. Wow, it's 60 degrees here right now, and it's 11 o'clock at night or 11:15. See, that's pretty warm. Hey, fishing trucker. Sweet, there's so many people in here tonight. It's awesome. It's so late at night too. Oh, what? Prickly pear is a nuisance or what? Oh, what? You said it's prickly pear is a pest plant. Yeah. So prickly pear is the plant I was talking about. Oh, you can't probably see it. Prickly pear is the fruit I was talking about though. It's like I want to try that stuff because I know you can eat it, but I know at the same time there's something commonly called prickly pear is a genus of flowering plants in the cactus family cacti. Prickly pears are also known known as tuna sabra noble from the whatever I don't know. Wow, I guess you can eat them raw. Wow, 25C. 25C. What's the conversion? 25C. 77 degrees. So you got 7 degrees on us right now. Okay. So 70 or wait, no. It's 60 here. Isn't it? Yeah, 60 Fahrenheit to Celsius. So right now it is 15.5 Celsius here. 15.5 Celsius. I hope that's right because I just typed it into the computer or into my phone. My kind of temp. Yeah, it's actually pretty nice. I literally this is the first first night of the year that I have my window open for the evening. I'm probably gonna leave it open. I'm definitely thinking about leaving it open for the evening. I have the heat turned down to about 50, so it keeps the hot. It's 40 here. What? JB, where are you from? I thought you were from down south. That don't make no sense. You gotta be from farther north or something. Oh yeah, I definitely love it cold. I sleep 10 times better when it's cold. So cold, fresh air. So if you leave the window open and you get that fresh air, oh, you live in South Dakota. Oh man, that's awesome. So I guess that does make sense. You guys got jet stream going over you right now, right? Y'all right now, I think that's pretty cool. 8 hours ain't that bad of a drive. That's a day drive. Why wouldn't you be able to? You just cook them up and put them in a Tupperware bin. Nobody will know the difference. You gotta have like a parting feast. I'm just kidding. I promise. I'm just kidding. I don't know necessarily what you'd have to do with scorpions because oh come on, is it really that bad though? Would it be? It always be like on the back of your mind and like what it tastes like or something like that. Probably tastes like a crawfish. But yeah, South Dakota ain't that far. I'll eat them. Yeah, definitely. There you go. You gotta like hide them past customs, and then like me and JV will just take care of them for you. I won't even you won't worry about where they went or not. You just have nice. I wonder if their skin would change, or their shell would change color if you boiled them. That's how you tell they're done. Okay, okay. I'm just kidding. I'm not even close to your scorpions. I'm clear across the world from your scorpions. I'm just kidding. Pretty sure that I don't know. The Mall of America has a lot of stuff. So I think at one point they do sell scorpions at the Mall of America, or scorpion to eat.